welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be continuing What If Naruto Had an OP Ice Kekkei Genkai. But before we get into that, I'd like to remind you all to leave a like on the video. Also, you know what? Never mind. That's a part for never mind. We're gonna get into it. So we get into this with Naruto basically meeting up with Kiba because at this point in time, Naruto and Kiba have a decent training-like relationship. Like Naruto will wake up, eat breakfast, he'd do some stretching at his crib, and then like shortly after that, he's going to meet up with Kiba, and Kiba basically has the exact same schedule. It's just Kiba wakes up earlier because he's always competing with Naruto. Kiba wakes up slightly earlier and does a lot of weight training. So by the time he meets up with Naruto, he's either really invigorated because he then took some type of energy chakra pill, or he's really tired. Either way it go, he go and train with Naruto, and But as this time they're going to their training session, Naruto's like trying to talk to Kiba, and Kiba, at this point in time, I want to say they probably like 14 something. They starting to get their little growth spurts and shit. Dog starting to grow. Nah, 15. You don't get them up there. 15. Yeah. Anyway, so they're walking to the little training ground. So as like when they get to the training ground, like they start training, and Naruto get like this little eerie little feeling, and he turn around and he see this dude that had the same like clothes on as Orochimaru, and as he notices it, now at this point in time, the like security around Naruto kind of got disbanded. There's only like a few more ANBU members, and Naruto doesn't have to immediately listen, as in the general sense of he can venture out now. It's just if they want him to come back, he can, depending on the circumstances, he might actually have to come back. So the ANBU members that were like watching Naruto and Kiba's fight, because at this point in time, even with them not necessarily having a lot of ANBU members guarding them, they still get like a watch party of ANBU members, because although Kiba like isn't as skilled as although Kiba's kekkei Genkai, like his little dog fang over fang shit, isn't as crazy as Naruto shit, it's still a decent fight to watch, because at this, Kiba, they've had their scraps, and Naruto don't use his kekkei Genkai as much as you think he does. Anyway, yeah, so, the ANBU members jump down, they tell Naruto to go back inside the Leaf Village, and Naruto starts walking back, and as like they're leaving, Naruto, like he turns to look back, and he sees like a few of the ANBU members are already dead. So he turned around, and Kiba like, wait, you not going back inside? And Naruto tells Kiba to get on the back of his dog and go get, go tell Hiruzen and them. He finna hold him off. Right? So as like Naruto tells Kiba this, Kiba, without missing a beat, because he know Naruto's strong, so he takes Naruto's word for it. He gets on his dog and he just dips, right? So Naruto turns around and he activates his kekkei Genkai. Now the dude at this point in time, he knows of Naruto's abilities, but some years have passed. I'm gonna be clear, because I don't think dude would have been clear. I'm gonna clear that up now. I don't think dude would have been cured from his disease at any given point in time in a few months. Orochimaru is a good scientist, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's a fucking miracle worker, because that nigga was supposed to die. My bad. Anyway, yeah, so Naruto, like, he basically smirks, and because at this point in time, he doesn't necessarily know anybody that has good sensory in his kekkei Genkai. So he goes in for like a little stab or whatever, and dude basically he activates his little second transformation in preparation for Naruto's kekkei Genkai, because he knows, like, he could have probably fought off Naruto had Naruto, or he probably could have fought off or killed Naruto had Naruto not used his actual like ability, like his kekkei Genkai. But since Naruto used it, he's like, fuck it. So he activates his stuff, his bones start popping out, so on and so forth, and he blocks Naruto's attack and starts shooting bones at him. And like some of the bones pierce Naruto's arm, and he pull him out, and he start covering his arm like with the ice, like with the blood that's coming out of his like arm. He freezes it, and it coats his arm, right? So now Naruto on like his left arm got like this little blood red glove on, that's shrouded, like, you know. So Naruto looks at it, he's like, I kind of like this, because you know he froze it, so he can't like it hurts. He knows it hurts, but he's in the middle of a fight, right? Anyway, so he continues to harden the ice as he moves around quietly inside of his kekkei genkai. You know he can do that, but as he's moving, the dude appears right next to him and like tries to like swing down with like this bone blade, and Naruto dodges it and he shoots like three little like ice little daggers into his like stomach, and the dude like basically tries to pull him out, but as he's trying to pull him out, Naruto expands them. So now like dude's like on his knees, and Naruto, as he walks up to him, he's like, is this it, bro? Was that all it took? And um like the dude, like he coughs up a little blood and he calls Naruto a freak because he doesn't know anybody that can still control like the ice outside of, you know, past throwing it. Eh, maybe. Anyway, so Naruto, he's like, I guess. And like Naruto, like he tries to walk away, but the dude, like he throws another bone dagger at Naruto, but this one like pierces the back of his leg. Cause you gotta remember, Naruto kind of let his guard down, cause dude looked like he was dying. But Naruto, like he turns around, like with this, like his eyes kind of like glowing, like blue. Cause you gotta remember, you know, his kekkei genkai is activated, so his eyes already glow blue. But like, you know, his eyes would glow blue, and that like that red arm, like that little red glove shit that he got going on because he froze his blood, like starts glowing, and he looks back, and like his pupil is slit because he just got, you know, stabbed. He sneak attacked him, like he get they Shinobi, but he thought he was already dying. The least you could do is save your energy for information gathering, right? So Naruto, he turns around with the glove and he like expands his hand, and by the time Hiruzen and everybody get back, dude is literally a pile of like of ice spikes. And you know Naruto, like he thaws out his arm, and like Hiruzen notices Naruto got like bones in his arm, and like the rest of the Sound Four come out the trees, like, and they're just baffled because dude was supposed to be Orochimaru's like ace in the hole, right? But yeah, not so much. Anyway, so Hiruzen basically orders like the rest of the Amba members to go gather up the rest of the Sound Four, but like they start scattering off into the woods. And Naruto at this point, like they try to get Naruto to go back inside the Leaf Village, but Naruto asks for the permission to go and get the Sound Four, like the rest of them. And Hiruzen looks at Naruto's arm and he's like, that arm is in no condition. And Naruto instantly freezes the blood back up on his arm. And not like Hiruzen and Jiraiya look at each other and like they don't know how to properly explain to Naruto how they don't want him to go out there and damn near risk his life. So Jiraiya tells him like, you gotta take a team. And Naruto looks at him and he's like, where's Kiba? Where's Sasuke? Right? And like Kakashi was like, where are the adults in your team? Right? And Naruto, he's like, I am the adult. I am the power. And at the, like, you know, at this point in time, they kind of just realized that there's no really talking down Naruto. So Jiraiya was like, fuck it, I'll go Naruto. And like, as they give him the go ahead, Naruto basically turns around and activates his kekkei genkai just enough around him to make it to where he can move faster. Right? And Jiraiya was like, fuck, I forgot about that. And he basically starts trying to catch up to Naruto, but one by one he catches up to the Sound Four. And all you like, by the time Jiraiya gets there, you know, they have a small little scuffle, but by the time Jiraiya gets there, they're either pierced by several spike like ice, like little balls that are in their hands, so like they can't necessarily move. Like Naruto basically popped up through these little ice spears so hard that they like went into their joints, and then he expanded them so that way, you know, that's it, you can't move. Gotcha. So yeah, the Sound Four get captured, and after a while Orochimaru is like, he's sitting there and he's waiting and he's pacing back and forth, and his little snake comes back that was with the Sound Four, but he can kind of see like the snake is all a little battered and bruised and frostbitten. So like he reabsorbs the snake basically, and he gets even more pissed because he realized like not only if he would have just taken over dude's body, he probably would have had a better chance against Naruto. But not only does he no longer have that option, Naruto is extremely stronger than what he initially thought, because Naruto does nothing but train with his kekkei genkai. There's not a period in time where he has not been training with someone or it's like by himself with his ability. Naruto uses it for damn near everything. And although I'll be clear, that little blood glove that I just gave him does not heal his arm. It's literally just there to stop the blood from leaving his body. So that way he can still functionally fight without actually, he can still die using that ability. It's just not, it's going to be slightly harder because Naruto's body is adept to ice. So, you know, technically speaking, as long as his blood doesn't leave his body, he can't do that shit all over his body though. He'll kill himself. Anyway, yeah. So Naruto like is like Jiraiya got, I want to say, the female and the dude with the two like body pieces or whatever like over his arms, as they're basically screaming out in agony because they deem Naruto as a fucking monster. And they want to know why the leaf is just cultivating this fucking creature, right? And like Hiruzen tells them that they shouldn't have just came here to pick a fight in the first place, and that everything that came to them was their fault. They should have known that Naruto, as the Nine Tails, was strong. And since Naruto has an ability directly not related to the Nine Tails, of course he'd be even stronger because it's his specific based ability. And at this point in time, one of the I want to say one of the two-headed people, dude, you know, one of his heads called Naruto a little ice demon. Naruto looked back, and everybody look at Naruto, and he's like, you only need one head to stay alive, right? And at this point in time, everybody's like, what the fuck? Naruto, right? So, yeah, he's like, I kid. Like, I'm gonna leave. I'm not wanted here anymore. I can clearly see that. Right, so he leaves, and at this point in time, the rumors are starting to circulate because all of this happened basically right outside of Leaf Village. The only part that nobody else saw, besides Jiraiya and maybe a few other Anbu members that were given the go-ahead to chase them down too, was the part where Naruto brutalized the rest of the Sound Four. Right? So, yeah, they're not necessarily fucking with the fact that Naruto is doing this. Anyway. Well, most Shinobi aren't liking the fact that Naruto is strong outside of using the Nine Tails abilities. Like, nobody holds direct resentment toward Naruto, but Naruto feels it. Like, since he's strong without using the Nine Tails, and most people used to assume that all of his abilities came from the Nine Tails, with that being proven wrong, everybody fears the fact that he doesn't use the Nine Tails power, because if he starts there, he could get even fucking stronger. But nobody else really realizes that the seal on Naruto is weakening. The only people that do is like the higher ups. So like Jiraiya and Hiruzen are having this conversation about how they believe that part of Naruto's massive progression is because the seal that Minato put on there right before he died is starting to weaken because Minato wasn't at his full strength. And, you know, on his fucking deathbed. Anyway, so like Hiruzen basically tells him, like, if it keeps weakening the way that it is, you know, Naruto doesn't seem to show any real violent tendencies. And Jiraiya was like, no, you weren't there, okay? Naruto, although he was moving like a shinobi and none of it looked personal, the intent was pretty clear. He made it pretty obvious that they had no means or way to escape. Once he found them, that was it. Hiding, they could not. Right? So as Jiraiya is trying to explain this to Hiruzen, obviously he's taking it seriously, but he thinks Jiraiya is overly exaggerating the situation. And then Jiraiya was like, you know what? He calls in one of the other Anbu members that was like basically caught up to him to help him gather up the bodies so he can carry them back. Because, you know, certain Anbu members can't be seen in public because some of them are assumed to be dead. Anyway, yeah, so, bam, like the Anbu member come through the door, or like he comes out the shadow and he basically starts explaining what he saw. And at this point in time, Hiruzen's kind of taken aback because this Anbu member is not a bad like guy. Like he's not a horrible shinobi. Like he's decent. He's strong, real strong, even for an Anbu member, right? So the fact that he's sitting here basically explaining what happened. Now he's not as exaggerated as like Jiraiya was, but the message is still there. Naruto is strong, and if the Nine Tails is having an influence on that, which it is, that could lead to different problems. Because as far as like Naruto's aware, the Nine Tails hasn't really given him any real malicious intents. Meanwhile, as Naruto is sleeping, he is being tormented by the Nine Tails, calling him weak and some more stuff. And this is how he gets on Naruto's nerves in his nightmares. Well, in his dreams. So as they're talking about this, you know, they kind of get like this little feeling, you know, they should probably go find out what Naruto's doing right now. And this is where I'm gonna end this part off. Although it is like the nighttime in Naruto's universe, they kind of still want to go find him. And yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Yeah, peace out.